Greetings from Florida. Today we're working on a Nissan 350Z. This will also work for the Infiniti G35, although the switch housing might be a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing. 2003 to 2009, the 370 is different and the G37 is different. So if you can pop that off, there's a little cover there which I just lost. I'll find it later on. There's a screw behind that. Don't even bother looking for it. Screw right there. By the way, this video is double sped up, so it's a little faster to watch. And if you need these, check out my website, upanddownmainstreet.com. Upanddownmainstreet.com. We've got pretty good quality motors on there. Unplug the two wiring harnesses. This is actually fairly easy to do once you see it. So you get two 10mm long bolts there. And there, you have one behind the silver, the chrome pull handle there, which you might need a magnet, might come very handy. Door panel pops off, no big deal. You've got two cables on the back, which you can't see right now, but that's where they go into the handle and the indicator as to whether or not it's locked or not. You just got to pop those off. It's not a big deal. You can see the two cables freely there, and a couple clips came out. I just pop those off, put them back on the panel. Going to move the panel around to the side. You need to take off either if the window's down, you can take off the ones at the bottom. If the window's up, take off the three covers at the top, and that's where you get access to the three 10mm bolts that hold the glass to the regulator. These are slightly adjustable, so you can move them up and down a little bit. After you put it back together, you'll see that when I do it. Also, it's convenient to have a magnet with you. If you drop them now, which I'm going to drop that one by accident. If you drop them now, no big deal because you're taking the panel off anyway. If you drop them after you get everything back in, you got to take everything out again to do it. So that's not. Hey, if you find this video helpful, go ahead and like it. That'll help other people find it on YouTube. Thank you. So I took out the glass, I moved it over to the side. You get 10mm bolts all around that metal panel. Take them all out. Then take out those three longer bolts right there. That's what holds the motor assembly on. You might as well take them off now. And let's unplug the wiring harness. And then pop out the panel. Taking off the two clips at the bottom just to make this a little bit easier to see. And I'm flipping it upside down, and hopefully my knee's not too much in the way. Now you get, I'm going to lubricate everything, get a little WD-42. 3 screws, and you need to use the right Phillips screw for the Phillips head for this, which is going to be a thicker one. You don't want to strip out those screws if you can avoid it. If you do, you can use a pair of vice grips to get them off, but it's easier if you just get it done right the first time. Out with the old. It's a really common problem. Lubricate everything lightly. You don't have to soak it. Just give it a quick spritz. Get the new motor, which I might have mentioned already. You can get on my website, upanddownmainstreet.com. Thank you for the business. Slide that through. Let's put those 3 screws back on. And I did strip that one a little bit, so I had to get a thicker Phillips. Very rarely does the regulator go. That's not usually a problem. Usually it's just the motor. I've done a couple regulators out of, I don't know, 400 or 500 of these. Push that through. Now normally you would pull that rubber piece through as well and put it in, but the cord's a little bit long, so I'm not going to do that, and I'll show you why in a minute. Go ahead and put the 3 longer 10mm bolts back in. Yeah, my reasoning is sometimes that longer wire gets caught on the glass as it's going up and down. It'll just make some sound. So I didn't pull the rubber through. I just put some tape over it. You'll see in a minute. And line everything up. Let's get some screws back, some bolts back in there, 10 millimeter bolts. I thought I was missing one, but I wasn't. It was already in the panel, the upper right, upper left. Yeah, right there. Didn't tighten it down. There we go. A little bit of WD-40 on the up and down run channel on the side. Just a little bit. Makes things a little bit easier. Plug in the motor. Plug in the switch. Turn on the key. Grab the glass. Careful, careful. Put the glass in, and I think I put the regulator down to get the glass in a little bit easier. I will, right here. And now we're going to put the three 10 millimeter, and keep these 10 millimeter bolts separate from the ones you take off from the metal panel. They're a little bit wider washers. The other ones would work fine, but these hold the glass in a little bit better. And I'm using a magnet to go ahead and guide it in. You could also get a magnetic driver, a magnetic 10 millimeter driver, and do the same thing. Again, if you found this helpful, please make sure you like the video. It will help other people, such as yourself, find this when they need it. You don't want to drop any of these bolts while you're doing this part, because then you get to take the whole panel off to get it. If it's the one on the right, you can probably take off the speaker and reach in. But for one on the left, you'll have an issue. And we're putting it down, putting it up. And then I'm going to close the door. Open your other door first. Open your other window first. Open your passenger window before you do this in case you lock yourself out of the car. But we're going to go ahead and put it up and see if it lines up, which you can't see from there, but trust me, it didn't. It was off by just a little bit, and this is a convertible too. So I needed to move the glass over a bit, which is really quite easy. See in a second. I'm eyeballing it right now. I'm just going to loosen them up just a little bit. Not a lot. And then I move the glass over a little bit, end up. You want a nice tight seal if you can get it. You don't want it too tight because then you can't open the door. So I think we're good. I'm going to put these back on. I'm going to put a little tape on them. They don't do much, but it's a moisture barrier against condensation coming towards the door panel. I'm not tucking in that black rubber stopper. I just put some tape over there, only because by doing so, it would have made the wiring harness a little bit too long, and that tends to rub against the glass, and you hear that constantly, so I just didn't. If you have any questions, please just ask them on YouTube. I'd be glad to answer them. We're in the Tampa Bay area, Tampa Bay and Sarasota area of Florida, if you need us. Panel goes on kind of easy. Make sure you put those cables back on, or else you're not going to be able to get out of your door. And you get the two longer 10 millimeter bolts there and there. Let's put this back on. Piece of cake. Remember to like the video if this was helpful. Screw right there. I did find that cover underneath the car. I didn't show you, but I did. And then I need to get this 10 millimeter bolt in, and that became a little bit of an issue. I did eventually get it in. I thank you for watching.